Hello, everyone! Hello, the Saber world. My name is Ryan, and today we're going to be doing a Saber review. Ooh, fancy. I haven't done one of these before, and I kind of wanted to do it. I woke up this morning and I was like, Ryan, do some laundry. Ryan, eat some food. Ryan, resubscribe to the gym because you've been bad about that. And then, Ryan, let's do a Saber review. How cool is that? So, I haven't showered yet, hence the beanie. And my mic on my computer's kind of shit, so headset with mic. Woo! I look so dapper, I know. No, I just want to kind of show off my collection a little bit, review some Sabers if people are looking for a purchase. This is not one that you can really go out and just purchase. I just want to throw that out there, but if you ever want to know about it, here's the place to learn about it. That's about it. It's 8:27 in the morning on Friday. Next weekend, May 4th, 2019, I'll be out in Santa Clara, California at the TSL Saber Invitational Tournament, and I'm very excited about that. But that's not why you're here. You're here because of a lightsaber review. And without further ado, here is the Saber Dawn. There she is, the Witch King Saber, also known as the Wrath of Angmar. Look at how freaking gorgeous that is. So, if you couldn't tell, it's kind of a crossguard-esque design. I say esque because, well, it's a lightsaber, so it's not really... I don't know if a lightsaber could stop, or if these could stop an actual lightsaber. But that's not the point. The point is it looks cool. That is the simple point. That's why we're in this hobby. It looks cool. Alright? A little history about this saber here. I've always loved the Witch King's sword from Lord of the Rings. I thought it was just beautifully done. I was like, you know what would be cool if we did a lightsaber version of that. And I got to thinking. I had an old Ultra Sabers Renegade. I think that was what it was called, and it, here, I'll just hold it here so you guys can stare at it a bit, and it, had this really gnarly looking pommel, you know, all these spikes coming out, like, oh, that's so cool. So I thought to myself, you know, it's kind of got a basic shape, and it's got a little crossguard, what could we manipulate with? So I was on the MHS builder, just kind of coming up with some contraptions, and I found that some MHS parts actually looked really good for... So, what I did was I ordered this, and this. These are all MHS V1 parts. At least this, and this are. And I got them in, I put them together. I was like, oh, this feels so good. And I stuck that Ultra Saber Renegade pommel on here. I'm like, it just still doesn't look right. How it lined up just didn't quite look right still. So I just posted on one of the boards about, hey, can anybody do some custom parts for me? And Jed King reached out to me and said he could. And I gave him hundreds of pictures, maybe not hundreds, a few pictures of the Witch King Saber. And I was like, oh, can we do this? And he's like, no problem. It would be so cool to do. He's like, how much do you charge? Oh, this much. And it wasn't a lot at all. I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome. He was newer into the Saber building community. I was like, sure, we'll take a gamble with it. It's not a lot of money. We'll try it out. Time went by, and I was really getting worried. I was like, dude, I would just want my money back. We can scrap this project. And he was like, no, sorry, no, communication's just really bad where I'm at. Time kept going by. He said he was done with it. Then he said he wasn't done with it. It was just kind of like a mess. But eventually, he sends me some pictures. Because I was like, all right, because we chatted out, and I was like, all right, let's just keep going with the project, whatever. A couple pictures started showing up, and I was like, damn. 2 reasons. First, nothing that I asked for. It was I got these pictures of this section and this, and together, and I'm like, dude, I wanted the Witch King saber, the one from the movie. This is not what it looks like in the movie at all. We did discuss having a Witch King helmet as the emitter because I wanted to know how are we going to do that emitter, and this is exactly what we discussed to have here. But these are nothing like they are in the movie, so I was a little torn because they looked incredible, absolutely freaking incredible. Same with that pommel, just absolutely gorgeous. So I talked with my girlfriend a bit. I'm like, sweet, what should I do about this? It's not what I asked for, but it's so cool. And I thought to myself, why just have a replica of it? I should step back just a second. I originally commissioned this before Darth Alice built his Witch King saber. He may have had it in the works and everything, but his first reveal pictures were after I originally commissioned this. So again, I think it was like 2.5 years ago. And I got the pictures of this, after Darth Alice built his. And I was really off-put when he released his. And not because it's not gorgeous. I love Darth Alice's work. It kind of hurt me, though, because I was like, oh, damn, this is what I wanted to do. This was like my project, and I'd already put money into it and everything. And then, completely independent, he made it. And he made it a beautiful, 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 beautiful looking one. And so that kind of got me thinking, one's already out there that looks identical to the movie, and that's Darth Alice's. But now I have this option here. And this looks freaking incredible. It's so evil looking. It could be an interpretation of how it could look in the book. It could be a devout fanatic of the Witch King in the lore who makes a sword, and sticks his helmet on there. This is after the Witch King is gone or whatever, or back when he was ruling Angmar. This is something that his lieutenants would carry out of just fear. It's just terrifying looking. And the more and more I looked at it, the more I fell in love with it. I was like, Jed, keep going with it. Let's keep pushing it. So it was all blank originally. It was all just nice and shiny. And then he's like, oh, I'll go over with a pneumatic hammer or whatever, and he started pitting all the metal here. TCS parts are aluminum. The pommel is also aluminum. He carved this out. He carved out this pommel here. If that wants to focus. So he carved that all out. And then this whole section is actually made of steel. And you can see a weld right there. That's all hand drilled. The helmet's all hand dremeled. And then these bits here are welded on. If it wants to focus, yeah. And they're incredibly sharp. Very, very sharp. And you can actually you have a natural rusting happening as well, which I think is just gorgeous. But yeah, so this is steel. But he pitted that. And then this was blackened there. I don't know exactly what process he used, but this was kind of blackened. But all this was very, very, very bright colored. He did put a little, what's it called, alumina black or it's whatever goes on there. So I got in, and it didn't have the wraps on it either. I eventually got the saber, and oh my god, I fell in love with it immediately. All my doubts were put aside. Just absolutely fell in love with it. The the wraps, however, were not on there. So my original pictures of this that I posted didn't have the wraps on it. So I contacted Ryan Lannon, and he went ahead and did the wraps for it. And I asked, dude, can you get some blood, just that have been drying over time, and so that's what we have kind of on the wrap here. And then I went over with some hobby grade paints, and I put in some rust details. I blackened it up a little bit. But you can see some of if it wants to focus. So yeah, some of that rust detailing I put on there. and I touched up all over it, kind of just make it look a lot more used. And this is the final product here. At least that was for the shell of it. Then I had to buy the electronics for it, and what we have inside of here is a Prism 5.5 with an 18650 battery. There's a recharge port actually right here. You unscrew this part right here, and you get to the recharge port. There's a sled in here that Shameem printed off that it sits on, and we have a one of these speakers in there as well. That's Saber SE speakers. One of their Saber Essentials. Yeah, so Saber Essential speakers in there. And then, so yeah, that's kind of the internals for the Saber. I'm not going to, well, okay, I'll open up the recharge port, kind of show you where it's at. So because of how tight the speaker is in here, I had to bring it over to Shameem's, and he had to Dremel out the inside, or lathe out the inside of the pommel a little bit to get the speaker to fit. So, but it's still really tight, so I had to curl the wires around a bit. So this is not a very user-friendly Saber to access. And there's my beautiful wiring job, of course. But I have to open up the pommel, so then I can spin this rear section of the hilt to get to the recharge port. But yeah, I didn't want a exterior recharge port. I just think they look ugly. So what I did was stick a pommel from TCSS, a pommel cap with the 2.1 jack hole in it. Sorry, it's a bit bright. And that's where the recharge port is, right inside there. It has that second hole that I've threaded all the wires through. So the wiring job kind of looks like C-3PO's arm in A New Hope when he gets his arm kind of ripped off by the Tusken Raiders in the beginning there. So we'll close that back up. The font right now currently on it is Shameem's Dark Lord Sauron. I am having a Witch King themed font made for it. But until that's made, that's the one we have on here. It still fits very well. So, let's turn this bad boy on. I have a 40-inch NeoPixel RGB custom sabers. As you can see, the blade sits inside of the mouth there. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Let me tighten it down. It's a 1032 retention screw. We have two buttons on here. One is the activation, and the other is the accents, or not accents, auxiliary. That's the word. Auxiliary. So, one thing well, let's fire it up. Let's fire it up, and you can kind of see where we're at. So, and I'm going to turn off my light here so that you can see that a bit better. Kind of looks a bit blue, almost silverish on the camera, but it's actually, that's a shame because the color is actually the Nazgul green. I wonder, no, that's a shame because yeah, this is, I matched the color to the color at, that's in the movie from both the Wraith world, mixed a little bit with the spire from Minas Morgul and the color around Minas Morgul. And I tried to get that eerie, ominous green. If you noticed, if I turn this thing off, so NeoPixel, yes, this thing goes down, but I wanted it to reminate, that's not a word, to look like the spire from Minas Morgul when the Witch King, his fell beast yells and the spire ignites, signaling that his army's coming, that he's launching his army. So try to get that speed just the same. So we have, just shoots right up, and it's so hard to see on this camera. I need a better camera, I really do. But I wonder if we turned on some ceiling lights, if that would do anything. Now, I am in my PJs because, again, I just woke up. Does this help at all? Oh, it doesn't. That's a shame. But isn't that just cool, though? Ah, it's so cool. Yeah, let's stand back here and just kind of show you a little bit of the saber. Oh, just freaking gorgeous. Yeah, it's tall. I mean, it's about up to my shoulder almost. Yeah, so it's a big saber. All right, back to sitting down. Now you can hear that sound font going. So that's the Dark Lord Sauron, and then we have. Ooh. Isn't that cool? I wanted it to flash red, kind of the fiery thing there. And then the accents are, hold up. We have kind of that fiery effect again. I wanted it to pulse as well. And then we have our lockup, of course. I wanted the lockup to be when the Night, or the Night King, that's Game of Thrones. When the Witch King, when he fights Gandalf in the extended edition, you see him light his sword on fire, just big fire effects. So again, the camera's just not picking it up very well. But yeah, we have a flame effect for the lockup, and it's to remnant. Why do I keep saying that? It's to look like that effect that that the Witch King does for that. Is this duel worthy? No. Yes and no. It totally could handle it, but it is so unsafe. This thing is sharp. All these bits here are just very sharp. It just wouldn't be safe. Wouldn't be safe to duel with. Both, I think, for the user and the end user. So yeah, that is my Witch King Saber. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's light it up one more time. Ah, it's so cool. I'm going to be making a full Witch King Sith cosplay for this. I just hope that conventions let me in, because this thing is a bit sharp. I could see them not letting me in because of that. Ah, it's so beautiful. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be coming out with more Saber reviews in the future, because why not? It's fun. It's fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you. You guys, take care. Peace.